In the peaceful heart of an ancient forest, where trees stood tall and the rivers murmured gentle songs, there lived a sage of great wisdom, Valmiki. He was calm like the river at dawn, wise like the sun at noon, and pure like the moonlit sky. One day, into his hermitage arrived a divine visitor, the ever-traveling sage Narada, a knower of all that was, is, and will be. Valmiki welcomed him with deep respect, offered water to wash his feet, gave him a seat, and spoke words of honor. As the morning light shifted and their conversation came to an end, Narada, with a smile as serene as the skies, asked to leave. Valmiki, with folded hands, granted permission. Narada rose, and in a blink, disappeared into the heavens. Valmiki, filled with thoughts from their conversation, walked with his disciple Bharadwaja toward the Tamasa River, not far from the great Ganga. The forest rustled softly, birds sang gently, and soon they reached the river's edge. Valmiki paused. His eyes scanned the crystal waters. He said, "Oh, Bharadwaja, look at this clear water, undisturbed, clean and pure, just like the mind of a noble person. Let me bathe here. Please keep my vessel aside and bring me my bark garment." Obedient and respectful, Bharadwaja handed over the garment. As Valmiki prepared to enter the river, his eyes wandered. And there, fluttering just above the water, he saw them. A pair of krancha birds, like gentle cranes dancing in the sky, full of joy and togetherness. Their calls were sweet, their flight graceful. The love between them was visible, like two hearts flying as one. Suddenly, from the nearby bushes came a sharp noise. A tribal hunter, silent and cold, pulled his bow. He released an arrow. The male bird, struck in midair, tumbled down. Blood soaked its wings. Its life faded on the forest floor. The female bird cried out. Her song became a scream, wild, full of sorrow. She circled above, broken and alone. Valmiki saw it all, his heart filled with pain. And from that pain, something powerful was born. With trembling voice and eyes wet with compassion, Valmiki spoke words, but not like ordinary words. He said, "O cruel hunter, for killing a bird lost in love, may you never find peace for all your days." As soon as the words left his lips, Valmiki froze. He looked at the air around him. He asked himself, what was that? What just came from my mouth? A verse? A poem? Born not from joy, but from grief? He stood quietly, then softly said, "These lines came with rhythm, with measure, as if meant to be sung. This must be a shloka." Still lost in thought, Valmiki completed his bath. Bharadwaja, ever faithful, followed with the water vessel. They walked back through the forest, but Valmiki's heart and mind were still at the river, with the crying bird and those haunting words. That evening, after the rituals and teachings were complete, Valmiki sat quietly. The verse echoed in his mind. Suddenly, golden light filled the hut, and there, appearing before his eyes, was the four-faced Brahma, the creator of the worlds. Valmiki stood quickly, joined his palms, bowed low. He washed Brahma's feet with trembling hands, offered him a seat, and welcomed him with the purest heart. Brahma, smiling, spoke gently, and though his voice was not loud, it filled the world. He said, "O great sage, do not be troubled by your verse. It was no accident. These words came through you by my will. You shall compose the tale of Dhamma, the noble prince, the hero of Dharma. All the stories, known and unknown, shall be revealed to you. Even the unseen shall become known through your pen. And not a single word you write will be false. Every verse, every line shall carry truth and meaning." Then Brahma said, "O Valmiki, as long as mountains stand and rivers flow, the tale of Rama shall live in this world. And as long as that tale is told, Your name shall live on, in heaven, in the earth below, and even in my own abode." And with those words, Brahma vanished like the morning mist. Valmiki stood in wonder. Around him, the forest was still. His disciples gathered, wide-eyed and eager. Valmiki recited the verse once more. The disciples listened with joy and began to chant it back, again and again. The rhythm, the beauty, it echoed through the trees. Then, with calm purpose, Valmiki said to himself, "I shall compose the entire story of Rama in this very meter, the shloka." And thus began the greatest epic the world would ever know, Ramayana, the story of Rama, of Sita, of duty, courage, love, and victory. A story born not in celebration, but in compassion. This was how the very first shloka was born, and how the divine epic Ramayana took its first breath. Join us next time as we begin the tale of Rama, the prince, the exile, the hero,